Hello my lovely sewing friends, this is Lost in Orchids. My name is Alisa. Today I would like to talk to you about my most complicated and laborsome project to date is my lined trench coat Leonor by Vikisews patterns. This pattern is not available in English, so if you like to recreate something similar or dip your toe into trench coat making or lined jackets making, there's so many lovely, wonderful patterns available. I will list in my notes quite a few that I can think of right now, but I don't want to make a mess out of the names and sitting here and doing my funny bits of a video where I can't remember what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna look them up and put them in the comments for you. So do check out the comments for alternative patterns. Today I'm going to talk about the general idea of making your own trench coat versus buying one, how much it costs me, and what other fabrics I will be using for my next project, a trench coat that I will be making. I don't even know which one to start with, but maybe you can help me. So let's crack on. This is a classic trench coat with a twist. I would say that this is not something you would probably find in the shops, mainly because of the piping. That is not very common. I did look at what's available in the budget sector and also in a high street and designer, and I have to be honest, I haven't seen, if any, trench coats with piping. And given that this trench coat has a couple of extra design details, it does look quite unusual, I think, but maybe I'm biased. Hopefully not. So let's start with the fabric. The fabric was cotton twill that I got from Traeger Mills for £7 a meter. I think it's about 4 meters, so let's call it £28. I still have about 1.5 meters left, so I think I might make a pair of shorts out of it because it's nice. It's a nice utility fabric, you know, like I'm gonna wear them probably for the rest of my life, for as long as I can fit into them. So that's for another video. Anyway, threads, 2 grey ones and 1 burgundy for the piping. So I'm gonna call it at £2 as you can buy them now. So that's £4 for the grey and £2 for burgundy, and that makes it £6 for the threads. I did use overlocker on the inside underneath the lining, but I'm not going to count it in because it doesn't show, so I could have used any color overlocker thread, so it doesn't matter, because I think whoever hasn't, you know, the overlocker in their house already has overlocker threads of some variety and colors, so I'm not going to count that into the cost of the trench. Right, then I got cord piping. I got 10 meters of it and it cost me £12.89. I got it from eBay. I got lining that I ordered at the time from Russia, actually. That was, gosh, last year. 2.6 meters for this trench, and it cost me 929.5 rubles. So I'm gonna call it £10 at the time. Now I don't know whether to count in the delivery. I'm not gonna count the charges for the delivery, I'm just gonna count just the fabric itself, because I did order other things, so let's just pretend that I didn't pay for the delivery and just bought it for that price. Interfacing, I had, again, from Vikisews, that was 5 meters, again, £10. I used about 2 meters, that's £2 per meter, so I'm gonna call it £4. Buttons were free from my button box, I don't know, if I were to buy them, let's just pretend I bought them and call them, I don't know, 50p per button. So it has like a 6 big buttons and 2 smaller buttons, so call it 8 buttons times 50. So let's call it £4, okay? Just roughly. And then I hunted down 2 vintage 1940s buckles for a winning price of £4.95 for 2. That was a bit an ordeal for me to just find just the right color, and it's quite not just the right color, it's slightly darker than the lining and the binding and the buttons, but never mind, that's fine. So what we have here is, so basically £70. So it cost me roughly £70. £70 for the coat. I'm not gonna count in the money equivalent the time that I spent cutting, interfacing, making it, piping it, ironing it and all that stuff. It took me about a month of evenings and a couple of weekends. I was taking it slowly. I didn't want to rush it so that I don't burn out on this particular garment and drop it, because it's such a big project. I didn't want to be like to jump too much in and then something goes wrong and I would have left. I would have just put it away till next year. So I was taking it slow. I think if, well, or the second time I'm gonna make one, I kind of have a more confidence, so I'll probably do it in about maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks tops. But yeah, it is a very involved project, especially the cutting out and the interfacing bit, because that took the longest for me. Sewing was a gist, and I think the next time, even if I don't use the piping or have a different pattern without the piping, I think it's going to be faster yet. So what I'm gonna say is, if you want just a standard trench, it's probably cheaper to buy it. If you want to make a trench to save money, you're probably not gonna save money. You're probably gonna buy it cheaper in somewhere like Marks and Spencer's or Zara. However, me with my height, I like long things, and for me, everything that I see on the models, like on websites and emails that I'm getting into my email box, they all these trenches, they kind of end just below the knee, and for me, for my liking, it's not long enough. This trench is super long, and that's exactly how I love it, and it's my size, but it's like oversized, so it's like extended, you know, big shoulders, like power shoulders, like the 80s look. And I think in terms of having a different trench coat, something different that you can't find, totally worth making it. And for the fact that I was challenged and I loved the process of making it and putting it together and seeing it kind of being built right in front of my eyes with my own hands, that was absolutely priceless. Totally worth it, absolutely worth it. Let's move on to the fabrics that I am considering of using for my next trench. Actually, I'm gonna ask for your opinion. I know how brilliant you are of telling me and giving me like tips and ideas, so I'm just gonna ask for ideas on the main fabric for the next trench. My requirements are going to be again, nice, long, comfortably loose, so that I can wear I don't know, sweaters underneath. So just with that in mind, look at these fabrics. The first one I got from Fabrics for All. It is a cotton satin, cotton twill, and it's lovely, like a lilac-y, stretchy stretchy, beautiful cotton. I want to call it cotton satin. What is it? I think it's cotton twill, yeah, because it has that like a little diagonal diagonal direction of threads. a bit slubby. I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise, I'm very illiterate in fabrics. I'm not a professional anyway, so I can be forgiven. So I got like 4 meters of this fabric, and I think at the time I thought it was a bit too bright, and I was also afraid that it would crease too much. Now I was afraid it would crease too much with the grey trench coat, but you know what, once you put the lining in, and once you kind of structure it into a garment, it doesn't actually crease that much. It does crease a little bit, like where you sit down, and just in the back, and maybe in the sleeves a little bit, but it's not a horrible creasing situation. So maybe this could be my next project. It's slightly thinner, and if you just, you know, so you kind of see it can be creasing a little bit. I'm still considering this for like maybe a jacket and trousers kind of set. I don't know, maybe it is one of the possibilities. So that's that one. This next one is a controversial topic, and is going to be a challenge in itself if I take it on, and you're gonna see why in a minute. So this is a eco leather that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. I'm pretty sure that all of you are familiar with a dead stock from like designers and production, like production factories. They might still have it in stock, along with a warm yellow eco leather and a tomato red color. So neither of those two were suitable really for me, but this, like a peachy pink, it almost bordering on too warm for me, but I think I could probably pull it off. Was probably wearing something cooler colored underneath. So this one, the base is viscose, so it just looks like this, and yeah, it's like it has a little bit of stretch to it. This is the back. Yeah, so there's whole bunch of rules with sewing with eco leather, and I do have all the rules. I saved them all up. I watched all the stories of the ladies who sewed with eco leather and talked about it, and like did, you know, gave the tips and that, and I saved it all up, and I saved it till the time when I decide to actually do it. I don't know whether this is the time yet, but yeah, I think this cost me about, I want to say it's £7 per meter, but I think I bought it on a discount, so it was something like £6 per meter, and I got about 4.5 maybe meters of this. So it's plenty for a nice eco leather coat. Quite unusual, because usually you get brown or black. I think if I had the chance to choose my own color, I would go for baby blue, or like royal blue, but this is not a bad choice actually, and it's a contender still. Yes, it would be again a step up from just making a trench coat. It's like, again, making a trench coat with lining out of eco leather. So I don't know. Choice number 2. So now the next fabric I bought from a vikisews fabrics department last year, when I discovered them, and they had a promotion going at the time. And I know I bought it ages ago and I still haven't used it. So this is a cotton, like a cotton twill. It featured in one of my previous videos when I was unboxing the box of their fabrics. It's this beautiful, gorgeous, like a muted grayish, bluey, greeny, like a muted turquoise, like a dark turquoise kind of color. I don't know, stormy. I call it stormy blue. I don't know. I see green in it as well. I don't know. Again, it's an option. I think it's almost like waterproof. I don't remember the exact content of this fabric, but it's very silky, very lovely. To be fair, once I got that package with their fabrics, I did try to find equivalents, and I kind of did with the linings, and I'll tell you in a minute. But yeah, again, I got 4.5 meters of this one, so it would be plenty to make either like a jacket and the trousers, or a trench coat. Again, I could do either one. What do you think? Do you think it should be a trench, or do you think it should be a nice, like a suit kind of thing? Like not like a stiff jacket, but almost like soft, like a softly tailored kind of, you know, thing. But then color-wise, I only wear bright colors. I don't know whether I would have to create like a bunch of new things to wear with it, because I don't know. I have to think about it. All these thoughts and doubts. Again, your opinions, please. Moving on to Fabworks Cotton Duck. I'm pretty sure it's waterproof, actually. The most gorgeous, like a milky white, lovely cotton duck. I think it does have some sort of coating on it, because you can see how it kind of holds the shape, you know. I love the color, stunning. This could only be a trench coat. It could be a trench coat with like a brown, spotty brown buttons and buckles on the sleeves or on the belts. I can see it. Very classic, like a white trench coat. And you know what would be super amazing if I could find some sort of like a tartany looking, or some sort of fun looking lining for it, because it's all like classic and white on the outside, and then the lining kind of peeks through and it's like pow. Has to be some sort of tartan something. Yes, I have to. I'm pretty sure I've seen something somewhere. I have to do my research again. The only problem with that is the more I start looking, the more I start buying. So I kind of try not to look right now. So that's option number 4. And the last one is again from Fabworks. And the moment I saw it, oh my gosh, the moment I saw it, I wanted to make sure that it's what I think it is. And it feels the way I think it feels, and I got myself a swatch, and the moment I received the swatch I was like, oh, I need to buy it. So that same morning I literally went online and I bought this dark green, almost like black. You can almost think that it's black unless you have something black next to it, like a shirt, you know. Like a Duchess satin fabric. Again, I thought it would be the most amazing trench coat ever, except for the fact that I have to stitch it only once. So because when the needle goes through this fabric, it leaves a hole in it. So if you unpick that stitch, there's going to be a hole left. I need to test it on a piece of fabric, unless I'm lucky and you can iron over it and kind of make it disappear. I'm pretty sure once you stitch through it, there's a permanent hole in there. So if I'm going to baste it, I'm going to baste it with silk threads, and if I'm going to stitch it, I'm going to stitch it once and only once. Yeah. But this is like the most luxurious fabric for a potential trench coat. Or again, I think I have about 4 meters of it, so I can make a jacket and the trousers. That's like the same weight of fabric that you can use potentially for both. This is the back, and this is the gorgeous, like a dull sheen front. I'm super excited about this one. Again, it's going to be quite a challenging project, not, you know, easiest fabric to work with is the patterned one, especially with a small print, because you stitch in and you can't see what's going on and it kind of stays together and everybody's happy. With this one, it's not just being plain fabric where you can actually see the stitching whether it's straight or not, but you can only really successfully stitch one time, so there's no room for mistakes. That's option 5. So what do you think? These are my outer fabrics. Now I'll show you a couple of linings I have. So the first lining came with the box of vikisews patterns, and this came as a kit for the trench coat. So I chose this as a kit, so they literally just chose you the buttons, the lining and everything. And so this is the lining. And it's like this on one side and like this on the other side. This is viscose polyester mix. Again, you can use either side of it, and I already worked with this fabric in my trench lining. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I since tried to find lining like this, and I got some from Fabworks. So this fabric, I think it's called Egyptian Gold from Fabworks. I did wash it and it became a little crushed, like a crushed effect. I washed it and ironed it, which doesn't take away from the beauty of it anyway. It's the same weight, but it's not a two-color like iridescent like the previous one, but it's absolutely beautiful, like luxurious feel to it. Beautiful, beautiful lining. Again, I'm pretty sure this is 100% viscose actually. So this is going to be for a project of some sort, not necessarily for any of the fabrics that I just shown you, but it's always nice to have some in your stash. And then this fabric, I potentially bought for the green one, but I think green is a bit too bright for that dark green. So it is iridescent. It is, if you can see, it's like a two-color, like a sheen of blue and green, and also the other side is just blue. This fabric is, again, I think it's viscose with something. It's slightly thinner than the other two. I have to say the last two fabrics linings are from Fabworks. I have since seen somewhere else these fabrics. I think it might be like a Stone Fabrics that I've seen it. I haven't bought from them yet, but they are a bit more expensive, and I do suspect there is this slightly kind of heavier version of these viscose, like a double color fabrics. So I think that's what I'm aiming at for all of my linings from now on. They give the most beautiful effect. They're lovely to work with, and they just feel like a designer, designer garments on the inside. So these are all my kind of ideas for a potential future trench coat. I can't tell you when I'm going to be making it, obviously not right now, because now we have summer approaching, so probably I will be making it at the end of summer, beginning of autumn. I'll be making another trench coat, and by then hopefully I will establish which one I'd like to start with. Yeah, there are quite a few ideas, as you can see, so your input would be much appreciated. I will look forward to your comments, and what do you think? Is it worth it making your own trench coat, and is it something that you would be interested in doing? I'm just like curious, because I told you that it's a complicated project but very fulfilling. So is it something that you'd like to take on as your own project? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my future videos. Meanwhile, stay pretty and sew something super cool. Love you all.